Hi, I'm Sonia, spiritual life strategist, and welcome to my Wednesday wanderings here on YouTube. And today I'm going to be talking about don't fear Mercury Retrograde and why that is true for you. So you are joining me in the sunshine, it's beautiful, in my local park. We may stop and say hello to a tree or two along the way. But someone asked me, I was in a group a couple of days ago, and I'm recording this, obviously it's on Wednesday, but this coming Saturday we've got Mercury going retrograde. And this will be true whenever you watch this if there's a Mercury retrograde coming up, because the principle's the same every time. And someone said to me, how do I navigate Mercury retrograde? How can I make sure it's not going to come out and bite me? And I'm going to be honest, I was slightly floored by that, because I've never had a problem with Mercury retrograde. It's never been a big deal for me. And I started thinking about why that was. And that's not to be arrogant or anything, but genuinely, why is Mercury retrograde never a problem for me, but it is for other people? And you hear it all the time. I'll hold my phone that way because the sun's up there, it's going to blind you. So why is Mercury retrograde such a thing? Well, Mercury as a planet rules communication, technology, travel, transport, that sort of thing. And when it's retrograde, we're very good at saying, oh, my computer's not working. I can't get on that Zoom call, it's doing an update right now. Why is it doing it now? Oh, I've got to get on this call. Oh, that thing's not working. I'm late for a meeting and I'm stuck in a traffic jam. Damn Mercury retrograde. That's what happens, right? Everyone does that. People do that. And I thought about why it was that I don't. And I want to share that with you because it might help. I hope it helps. That's my intention of this, okay, is that I hope it helps. When you sit there and something goes wrong, bit of a truth bomb coming in here. When you blame someone or something else, whether that's another person or the planets for going the wrong way, what you're doing is you're absolving yourself of any responsibility for the situation you're in. Oof, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Let's go this way. How does that sit with you? When you take responsibility for your part in why you're running late for a meeting and there's a traffic jam, could you have set off earlier? Did you take that 1 hour journey, literally leave your house with 61 minutes before you were meant to be there, and just hope there wasn't any traffic? Mercury retrograde is not about Mercury trying to catch you out, trying to make things not work for you. Mercury retrograde is inviting you to go inwards and to reflect and to really think about what you can do differently. All the retrogrades, whatever the planet is, it's all about, we've got Venus retrograde at the minute as well as I'm recording this. That may not be true when you watch this, but any planet retrograde, it's all about going inwards. The planets go retrograde so that you can come into your own heart space, reflect on you and your role and how things are going for you, so that you can take action and do something differently. That's what a retrograde's all about. Mercury retrograde's just the same. So if you struggle with, let's use the example of transport, right? It's a common one. I've got an hour to get there and there's a massive traffic jam, what am I going to do? Okay, maybe Mercury retrograde is inviting you to think about building in more space and time so that you're not rushing. So you're not leaving with literally 1 hour to go when it takes an hour to get there, and not building in time and capacity for something going wrong. My train's been cancelled. I can't get there. Trains get cancelled. Oh, hang on, siren going past. Trains get cancelled all the time. Trust me, I've been in that experience, right? The train got cancelled. I had a client call to get back for. I was stuck. Mercury wasn't retrograde then. Trains get cancelled all the time. Nothing to do with Mercury retrograde. And if you turn around and say, oh, it must be Mercury retrograde, that means you're not taking responsibility for the fact that A, sometimes stuff just happens. And B, how can you show up differently? And maybe that's about things like your boundaries. Things like not cramming your diary so full that you have to rush. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe the lesson that Mercury retrograde wants you to think about is, I'm going to sit here in the sun for a minute. Maybe there's a lesson that Mercury retrograde wants you to learn, which is you need to slow down. You need to pause. How can you build that into your life? So many of us are so busy rushing from place to place, and actually the universe doesn't want that for us. The universe doesn't want you rushing about from pillar to post, desperately trying to do everything. It wants you to rest, it wants you to relax, it wants you to flow through things. So as we're approaching a Mercury retrograde, and at the time of, like I say, time of recording this is Wednesday, and we're going into retrograde on Saturday, so we'll be in the shadow phase of this now. If you start to see niggles coming up with your technology, with your, I don't know, with your travel and transport arrangements, with your communication, I want to invite you to not think about how can you blame Mercury retrograde for it and therefore absolve yourself of any responsibility. I want to encourage you to think about it from the perspective of, what can I do differently? What's the lesson in this for me? Because that's what the retrogrades are all about. This Venus retrograde we've got going on right now as I'm recording this is really bringing up things from the past, relationships from the past, with friendships, romantic relationships, business relationships, work, all forms of relationships, and going, oh, hang on, are there things I need to close off there? I thought that was done, but maybe there's a last little bit that I need to finish off. And that brings me on to my next point. It's all about you. It's always all about you. Society has, I'm going to be honest, society's got into a place where it seems to be all about everyone else. It seems to be all about the other person's fault, the other situation's fault. I do not watch the news at all because I don't think it serves any purpose. But I'm aware, I don't live in a vacuum, so I'm aware, how can world leaders do the way things they're doing in the way that they're doing it? The reality is, no one's coming to save you. You have to take responsibility for yourself. And the thing that's going to make the difference in this world, in this society, with all the things that are going on, whether you're paying attention to them or not, for you personally and more generically in society, the thing that's going to make a difference is more individuals like you watching this now, like me, like the people around you, taking more responsibility in here, which means you face the things that scare you, which means they no longer have power over you to scare you. When you take that really empowered action and you come from a place of being in genuine alignment with your mind, with your physical body and your nervous system, and with your spiritual self, That's the joy that comes from integration. That's where I've got to. That's my purpose in sharing this with you now, because I want you to get to the place that I've got to. I never ever have a situation where I look at something that's happened and go, who can I blame for that? I always now, I didn't used to, but having done this work, I always sit there and I go, what do I need to learn from this? This has happened, where's my learning? I'm stuck in a traffic jam, I'm going to be 20 minutes late. What's my learning? My learning is next time I leave 2 hours for the trip, not 1 hour. And it gives me enough time to do everything and get there relaxed, have a cup of coffee before the meeting and be really chill and in the best possible place I can be. That's how you learn. That's how you take this on board. That's where it starts with you in here, rather than looking to the external world to either blame or come and save you, because it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. That's the dismantling of society that we're seeing now. And my mission, my part in this, is to help you through videos like this, through working one-to-one with people. Drop me a message if you're interested in that, because I really can help you with this stuff. Through my membership community, through all of the things that I do. Everything I do is about helping more people to come to this place where you feel empowered in here and you don't need to look externally, because that's where we take back control. I'd love to know how this resonates with you, how this lands with you. Fear is the mind killer. Now, that was a line from a fabulous book. It's a couple of films, June by Frank Herbert, and I'm addicted to the book. I'm not that into the films, but the book has been a cornerstone of my life for as long as I can remember. But fear is the mind killer, and it's true. It was a line in a fiction book, but my goodness, it's so true. When you live in fear, when you're looking externally, you lose the power. You're giving your power to someone else or something else. Don't give your power away to Mercury Retrograde and look for something to blame. Keep your power within you and look at it as those things that go wrong. Use them as a lesson. What can I learn? What can I do differently? That's what this is about. That's what all the retrogrades are about. They have different subject areas, but each of them are all about what can I do differently? What can I learn? Because when you take that power back inside you, the fear disappears. Honestly, it does. And that's true no matter what's going on around you. You feel so strong in yourself. You feel so empowered in yourself. That's how I live my life now. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I did not used to do this. I used to be just like everyone else, and I was part of the system. I worked in local government, my goodness, I was definitely part of the system. But now, since I've done all this work, I want to help you find a way for you to lose the fear as well, so that you feel the power in here and it feels beautiful and magical and wonderful, and that's what I want for you. If you want to know how to do more of that, then do drop me a message. I have got space for a couple of one-to-one clients at the moment, so yeah, do drop me a message with some one-off things you can do as well. And my membership's a great place. So if you're interested in any of that, where you can learn more about how to do this, please do get in touch, reach out to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this. I want to point at buttons, but I don't know if I've got any. Anyway, that's the techie side of things. I'll work that out later when I get home. Right now, I'm enjoying being in the park. It's a bit cold, but it is lovely in the sunshine, so I'm enjoying that. And I'm going to leave these Wednesday wanderings here. Do let me know if you have any questions about any of this. Drop them in the comments below. Or if you have any other questions that you want me to answer in future. I have got a bit of a list of things that people have asked me, but if you've got one, please do come along and add to the list, because at the right time, someone else might have the same question, they just haven't asked. So please do reach out and ask the question. And it can be as random as you like, I don't mind. For now, I'm just going to say, have a great rest of your week. and I will, sorry, that was really random. A very cute little dog just came and stopped and dropped a ball right by my feet there. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, that threw me off my stride completely there. You can tell this is unrehearsed and just live in the park, right? And I don't edit this stuff. I can't be bothered with that nonsense. What you see is what you get. This is me all the way. Yeah, look, if you've got any questions, anything you want to know, anything you want me to answer, I'd love to know, what do you think of these Wednesday wanderings? I do ramble on. My husband did say I should call them my rambles, because I do ramble on, but I've got things to say and I want to tell them to you. So is it useful? Please do let me know. I'd love to know. Otherwise, don't fear the retrograde. It's all good. It's there to help you learn and grow. Take care, and I will be back next week.